Democracy gives everyone the rights of expression, a passage to a world of freedom, a world that is free, that is fair, equitable, and that is just. But indeed, how just, fair, and equitable is democracy to the people? How economically free are the people in a world of globalization? Join the discussion, have your say here, live on Ben Television on News Punch. Thank you for joining us on this very special interview with Barrister Sympathy Nwosu, presidential aspirant on the platform of PDP, the People's Democratic Party in Nigeria, ahead of the 2019 general elections. On the program today, we'll be taking a look at Nigeria as a whole, and we'll be taking a look at issues around Nigeria on corruption, on economy, on infrastructural development, and on security from his view, and what he will do differently should he become the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. My name is Tunde Alabi, and this is Voice coming to you from Ben Television and a special dedicated program on this program. My guest today on the show, Barrister Sympathy Nwosu.
Thank you, Tunde. How are you?
It's a great to have you.
Thank you.
Let's quickly take a look at who you are. Let's start from there. What do you do?
Thank you, Tunde, once more. I am a solicitor, a practicing solicitor. I'm the principal of Calisti Solicitors here in the UK, in London, basically. I was the chairman PDP UK for 7 years. Currently, I'm the BOT chairman, that's Chairman Board of Trustees. But my day-to-day job is that of solicitor. Okay. And I've been for decades.
So yes. As a solicitor, a lawyer, and advocate, let's start from your perspective of rule of law in Nigeria. At the moment, how do you see the issue of rule of law in Nigeria?
Well, to be precise, I owe my country, Nigeria, a moral obligation to intervene, to say enough is enough. The rule of law is not being maintained. You see, currently the leadership, Mr. President Muhammadu Buhari, the buck lies on him. In law, there's something we call duty of care. Duty of care, the responsibility to care for another person. And that duty of care is also enshrined in our constitution, Nigerian constitution. I think it's section 14, subsection 2B, which says the primary purpose of governance is the protection of lives and property. And you can see what's happening in Nigeria at the moment, the killings going on. So I think we should revisit what is going on and call a spade a spade. The reason why I came out to vie for this position, because I'm patriotic Nigerian. I want to change things in my country. Like my friend, our friend, Stephen Biko of South Africa, of blessed memory, once said, the greatest weapon in the hand of the oppressor is the mind of the oppressed. If you think everything is all right while your people are dying, it's not right. We as Nigerians should live happily. Our lives should be protected. Our property should be protected. I live here in diaspora. I'm comfortable. For me to say enough is enough. Of course, enough is enough.
Of course, enough is enough. So drawing that from the usual rule of law. And so in your view, you think the president and the current party, All Progressive Congress in Nigeria, have not done enough in the area of duty of care towards the people of Nigeria?
No. You can't have such senseless killing of your people.
So now let's take it, this duty of care in terms of security of life and property.
Yes.
You think the government is
Yes, they
lacking
have
extremely.
failed.
They failed.
Yeah, they failed in protecting. They owe us, every citizen of Nigeria, the duty of care. They've now failed in that duty.
What will you do differently?
Thank
If
you.
were to-
Now, Nigeria, my country, is a simple place to rule. People who don't complain too much, people who don't demonstrate, even when they do, nobody dies. If one person died, the others will go back to their houses. Give them the basic things. What is happening now, for example, in Plateau? Somebody is the head of a union, be it Mayata or whatever you call it. Somebody is the chief of a village. Somebody is the chairman of an organization that either the heads men or this. It's a question of the leadership meeting with these people, talking to them with a view to stopping them. You cannot stop the killing by deploying soldiers, in my own view, because you cannot, even if you deploy 20,000 soldiers, if somebody intend to kill, a group of people intend to kill, they will succeed in killing. But if you go and ameliorate by talking to their leaders and let them see that this is our country, these are your brothers, you can't go all out and start killing them. I don't believe in Fulani herdsmen. I don't believe herdsmen are herdsmen. Let us call a spade a spade. Nigerians, we should live in peace and harmony. As Nigerians, we should talking. It's through talking that we ended IRA, terrorism in this country. Negotiation, talk to people. Let them see reason why they shouldn't kill their own brothers and sisters and children.
What about where talking, negotiation, dialogue fails? Say, for instance, the Mieti Allah, they say, look, all we want is a colony where we can have our own heads and where we can rear our heads to our own farm. And the state government say, look, we are not going to give an inch of our state for any Fulani men as a colony. What if that fails? And then there's anti-grazing law.
Well, my view is that we are all Nigerians. Biblically, we all came from Adam and Eve. God created, if you're a believer. So we are not talking of going back to Adam. And if we are coming from there, we are all one. So Nigeria is one country. Fulani, Igbo, Yoruba, we are all one Nigeria for now. Now, if I do not deal with building materials, if I do not deal with fish that you can put in a pond, it's not my way of agriculture, and I'm not a lecturer in the university or a politician. What I inherited from my tribe, my father, the product they gave me, the assistance they gave me is for me to rear cow. Cow, I have to feed them. It is only reasonable for the state where I come from to provide a range, to provide facilities for me to feed my cow. Because if I was taught how to sell building materials, I wouldn't ask for space to rear building materials. So we must call a spade and be our brother's keeper. If they need, from that state, not in my state, you can't be rearing cow in Sokoto and you want to take land in Imo to rear it. No. The Sokoto where you live should give you land to rear your cow. That is what I'm saying.
So you think ranching is a solution rather than giving out colony, a piece of land as a colony in different states?
No, you can't have it in different states. It's the state where you come from. Rearing cow is a business. Most people are vegetarians, most Nigerians. They don't eat cow. So what's their business with giving you land to rear cow? The state where you pay your business rate, if you pay any, your taxes, are the state that should give you land to rear your cow. It's an obligation on the state governor to give cow rearers the space. Yes.
But knowing the history of Fulani herders, that these are nomadic people, they move around.
Yes.
Will they be comfortable should they become the president, will they be comfortable? Will they agree with you to say, look, you stay in one place, ranching is the solution? What we know that normally they live a nomadic life.
Yes, that we should tolerate. We are Nigerians. We should tolerate whom they are. They've lived with us for so many years, for so many centuries. That is what they are, whom we know them to be. So we must call a spade by allowing them to live the way they live. Let the states where they come from be responsible for them. That's what I'm saying. And that is what will solve the problem.
Still on the duty of care in terms of economy, do you think this government has done enough to care for Nigerians by making life affordable for Nigerians and providing resources, social amenities and welfare that will take an average Nigerian out of poverty line?
Yeah, thank you, Tunde. I don't think so. You see, the point here is Mr. President had good intention, but poor execution, probably because of the team around him. If I become the president, I will have quality, sound team to deal with the economy. First of all, I will ban generators. I only allow license to be issued to timber workers for cutting timbers. Because of this importation of generators, nobody cares about giving us uninterrupted electricity. The Americans, the British, the Germans, the Canadians, they all have steady electricity, uninterrupted electricity in their country. You cannot grow your economy without steady electricity. If you think of starting a small-scale industry, the only thing that comes to your mind, how do I sustain this industry? Because there's no steady light. What's the point? So the only time you can think of having a growth in the economy, competitive economy with the rest of the world, is if you now say, this country is mine, we must, whatever it takes, have steady electricity. If our friends in Germany, France, America have steady electricity, and we can't have it, let them teach us how they did it in their place, so that we can have it. Because it is only when you have this steady electricity that the small-scale industries start manufacturing. And our economy will boost. We have 40, 50 billion as reserve, foreign reserve. If we take some percentage of that and channel it to electricity, if we can't do it, let others do it. We will have growth in our economy. The problem we have is that we are not prioritizing. We are not prioritizing. You have to show leadership. And the way you show leadership is by putting the right people in the right place. I am even of the view that if Nigerians do not want me, for whatever reason, let us contract it out. Let's contract out certain sections of the government. Governor of Central Bank of America, Nigeria, we should advertise it. We have put it, anybody from any part of the world who is competent enough to be the governor of Nigerian Central Bank should apply. We should even amend the constitution, relevantly so, that if you want to be a governor of Imo State, even though you're not from Imo State, apply. Because we need things to be done. That can even replicate to presidency if we amend the constitution. We contract out. Obama is idle. If Obama rules Nigeria for 8 years, Nigeria will be better. Because there wouldn't be this issue of Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba favoritism. He's on a contract to build a nation 8 years, 10 years, and after that he will go. We look for somebody competent. Yes, it doesn't take away the sovereignty of Nigeria. Sovereignty is not one person.
Would you not be compromising the security of the country when you contract key elements? Of course, I do know that even the Central Bank of England,
yes,
is contracted out to a qualified Canadian.
Yes, yes.
As it is, but not the number one citizen, number
No,
one
no,
office.
I'm saying if we amend the constitution, you see, the point that people have forgotten or failed to realize that the world has changed totally. Social media, you stay here now, you call your mother in the village, you'll be seeing her on a small mobile phone. You can't be driving in a road that is supposed to be 120 miles an hour and you are doing 20 miles an hour or 30 miles an hour. You can't get anywhere or you're about to have an accident. Let us radicalize our thinking to be able to get closer to the rest of the world. The speed by which they left us behind, we don't produce nothing, we don't manufacture nothing. Everything, even mosquito coil is being imported. Tomato puree is being imported. So the point I'm making is easier for people like me who are detribalized, who call a spade, who know that that woman in Sokoto village is my mother. That woman in Aba is my mother. She deserves a better life. The woman in Ogumosha, the man, we're all Nigerians. I have to work to ensure that they live a better life. I have to work to ensure that when they flush their sewage toilet in the village, it goes to a central sewage. They do not have to dig their own borehole. They do not have to dig their own soccer pit. You see, we have the resources, we have the money to do it. So if we can't do it, let's contract it out. That is my view. Nigeria, we must move on. Whether the leadership is a Nigerian or not, we need to move on. Even the IG of police, Inspector General of Police, we can contract it out. Give it an Australian. Who understands Nigeria. So things can be done. We can't be going round and round in the name of, he's a northerner, zoning system is from the east. You can't be doing that at this time and age. Nigeria must move on. We need to be served. We need to have model life. We need to ensure that our people are educated. We need to, okay, for example, why shouldn't you contract it out? Your president was sick. My president was sick. Where did he get cured? In England. He traveled. It's as good as contracting it out. Their football coach is not a Nigerian. We gave it to a foreigner because he can do a good job. So why must we constrain ourselves to this idea it must be a Nigerian? Yoruba would last 5 years, 10 years. An Igbo man must take over. No. We need the job to be done. We need people who are competent. I am overqualified. I am competent enough to run that country, and give me 5 years. Nigeria will be better than South Africa in terms of development. Because I know what to do. It's too much. It's just too much. People are so corrupt. They don't care about the suffering of the masses. Go to banners in Abuja. The noise and pollution of the generators by the little boys and girls who are selling mobile phone kills. None of these boys will be up to 50 years before they die. Generator, fume, every day. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. So I am coming out to vie for presidency. I hope my party will vote for me for the primaries, which is coming in September. Atiku is in my party. I am a politician vying under an established political party that ruled for 16 years. PDP, People's Democratic Party. That is the party I am vying under. Please, I want my people to vote me during these primaries. I will put Nigeria in the right place. Nigeria will be a name to be reckoned with in the world. I will attract investors back to Nigeria. Investors are not coming back because they are afraid that Nigeria is corrupt. Things will not go right. Generator issue. And for the first time, I will even have a commission to monitor local government development allocation. Local governments, they are the key. Local government is the key to any development of a country. If you do not monitor what they do, no other part of the country will be developed. Because each country Each place is segmented by way of local government. So we need to see what happens, what the local government in every state does with their allocation. They have a budget, we have a commission, either foreigners or Nigerians, who will monitor local government funding and development every month. They will report to the federal. Look, easy things to be done, right? But it's just that our people fail to do it. All they are thinking is steal money, come to England, go to Dubai and buy a house. Send their children abroad to study. That's all they are thinking, not the masses. I am coming out because Jonathan wasn't myopic. He foresaw and he went for quality, competent economic advisors like Okonjo-Iweala. Understand, who were there and advise and economic growth. So these are the things I will be doing when I become the president. And I pray that God and Nigerians will hear me and give me this opportunity to better my people.
The major problem against Nigeria is the issue of corruption.
Yes.
Even this current administration was voted into power on the grounds that the president is extremely anti-corrupt. But in your view, do you think this government has done enough to deal with corruption, to fight corruption in Nigeria?
Well, today I said earlier on that Mr. President had good intention but poor execution. By saying that, I mean his team are not doing the right job. President Buhari, loves Nigeria. And I can tell you, Buhari so much. What he regrets today, in my view, is that he's at this age he is. He wasn't that Buhari of the 83s. Understand? He loved Nigeria. He meant it when he said corruption, anti-corruption. But he cannot oversee all that goes around him because of one reason or the other. Most of the reasons you know, probably age, health-wise. Understand? So the point is leadership. If you cannot lead by one reason or the other, if you sign your documents because somebody brought it to you and because the person is trusted, you've trusted him over the years, and he brings paper, you just sign. You are signing a document that you haven't perused, probably at the detriment of the whole nation. Understand?
In the studio, Barrister Sympathy Nwosu, a practicing solicitor, an advocate here in England, joining us, is based in London, joining us on the program today, sharing with us his view about what is going on in Nigeria and, of course, his aspiration to vie for the #1 seat in that country, ahead of 2019 general election. He will be coming out on the platform of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, as they prepare for their primary sometime, of course, before the end of this year. Barrister Sympathy Nwosu, thank you for sharing your thoughts with us on the program today.
Thank you.
Any other thing you would like to add to?
Well, I will. My priority is to restore the one Nigerianness in all Nigerians.
All right.
I want Nigerians to think Nigeria. I don't want to see myself as an Igbo man, a Yoruba man, as an Hausa man. Let us always think of Nigeria first. I am ashamed that we don't have pride again as Nigeria. Right. There are little things that give us that pride. Anywhere you go, you say I'm in Nigeria, not an Hausa man or an Igbo man. We don't have an airline. The first thing I will do within 6 months of my presidency is to give my nation pride.
Given Nigeria.
Airways.
Right.
There will be airways, Nigerian Airways.
All right, sir.
Yes, I will equally bring national youth service, not on university level. When you finish your secondary school, you do 6 months national service. That is when the youth start integrating with another, mixing with each other, and that will give them the national consciousness. They will grow with each other. When you are 70 and you go and do national service, you've already made up your mind. whom you are and who are your friends.
Unfortunately, because of our time, we might not be able to go.
Thank you.
We should be having you back on this program again, so that we can take a further look at your plan. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Tunde. Thank you. God bless. Yeah. Thank you.
Democracy gives everyone the rights of expression, a passage to a world of freedom, a world that is free, that is fair, equitable, and that is just. But indeed, how just, fair, and equitable is democracy to the people? How economically free are the people in a world of globalization? Join the discussion, have your say here, live on Ben Television on News Punch.